The maintenance tip is brought to you by Roswell Trailers.
When you're out and about on your next trip, whether it be short or long, it's always a good idea to carry around a few extra tools and bits and pieces. With me today is Danny, and he's going to talk through some of those. Danny, what would you recommend?
Well, look, I'm sure most of us have more tools than what we actually have in here. We've got a couple of screwdrivers. Some of them are missing, but that's okay. They still work. We've got pedal pliers, hammer, and a shifter. Probably a couple of, one bigger one and one small one, and again, I'm sure that a lot of us have a lot more tools than this, but this would probably get you out of most of the trouble. Like if you get into any trouble, it'll get you out of trouble so quite easily. Now, I would also recommend on any longer trip to have a spare hub complete with the bearings. Well, this is a lazy one. This is a one, like if you got, say, a trailer under 2,000 kilos, you got only front axles braked, which means the rear ones are lazy. I would recommend to sort of say, take one lazy one and one with a hub, complete with the bearings and everything, in a plastic bag, somewhere out of the way. So if you do end up in trouble with the bearings or anything like that, you can quite easily take your cap off with a hammer, or with a screwdriver, take a little pin out with the pedal pliers, under your nut with a shifter. Take this off. Obviously, you've got to put the trailer up on the stands and everything else, but take the old one off, put a new one on, tighten that up, and away you go. So really, that's all you would probably need for, bare minimum tools for something like that.
Yeah. So like you said, these are the bare essentials. What do you think might be a few other good things just to have handy?
Well, look, depends what you're doing, where you're going, and a lot of people have a small socket set, things like that laying around. Anyway, in the car, every vehicle comes with a tool set. Check what's inside. Maybe add a couple extra things. There's not really a lot. I mean, you're not going to be pulling the whole thing apart. It's only if you really get into trouble. And at the end of the day, you really got to keep your weight down as well. So you don't want to be carrying half of your workshop with you in the car.
Fantastic. Well, I'll keep that in mind next time I'm out on the open road. Well, that's all we've got for you today in more maintenance and tips. We'll see you again next time.
If you ever wanted to fall in love with Mother Nature, this is a great place to do it. It's a beautiful part of the world. It's called Byfield, thanks Bella, which is part of the beautiful Capricorn Coast. Thanks for my kisses there. Surrounded by a national park, 240 acres of pristine, untouched subtropical rainforest, and the people here at the Water Park Eco Tour are going to show us just what it means and why they've fallen in love with this part of the world. Come and meet two beautiful souls. Hey, buddy. Cattle property owners Jordan and Claudie Slark traded in the hustle and bustle of city life for their dream of sharing this pristine area of central Queensland by opening up their unique farm to tourists. And first on the list is a tour of the creek on a purpose-built boat so aptly named Water Dance. So this is how we get down to the water dance?
Yes, it's an electrically powered boat, so there's no noise, it's completely silent, and we're going to be cruising into the rainforest.
What a great name for a boat.
Yes.
Did you name it?
Yes, I did.
And is that a Canadian?
No, the reason I named her Water Dance is because she's flat bottom and she's got quite a big canopy, and if it's really windy, she kind of does her own thing. She dances on the creek.
And do you drive or does Jordan drive?
No, I'm the coxswain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a coxswain's ticket.
Okay. The boat can accommodate up to 15 people, so it's great if there's a big group of you. But today, I have got her all to myself. This subtropical eucalypt forest is very special indeed, and the creek itself has never run dry since settlers arrived. When you think of the age and being able to have this, I guess, in, yes, as I said before, your backyard, do you feel a sense of satisfaction being part of, history?
Well, we feel very privileged to be here.
This has been here for so long, and, we're talking millions of years, and we're here for 80 out of that million. It's not very much. And,
You really do feel all your worries just melt away when you're on board Water Dance.
Now, the water from Water Park Creek comes out of great big aquifers in the sand dune, which is in the Saltwater Bay Area, about 8 kilometers upstream from where we are now. And the water is really old rainwater that fell a long time ago. It flows into this small swamp, which is a paper bark forest. That's why it's got this color. It's got tannin in it. Makes your hair grow.
Where to next?
Well, we could easily spend another 3 hours on the creek because the magic just goes on and on. But it's probably time to go and have a look at the tea tree farm. This is Melaleuca eternifolia, or tea tree. If you grab the top of it there and bend it over, so you get like a little wad between your fingers, and then crush it quite firmly, and then smell it. You smell it?
Oh, I didn't expect it to be so strong.
Yeah. And if you keep crushing, it gets oily, it gets slippery.
Yeah,
that's the product we're after. That's tea tree oil. We've got about 80 acres of tea tree. 10,000 trees per acre. When we harvest, we cut the trees right off at ground level.
Oh, okay.
And then they shoot straight away. And then 11 months later, they'll be about 2.5 metres, about up here, and then we'll cut them again. So we harvest them every 11 months. We chop them into a fine mulch, and then we take them to the distillery and run steam through it, and that's how we extract the oil.
Jordan and Claudie have even started manufacturing their own tea tree oil, which is proving to be rather popular.
Basically, this is what we call the distillery. These are the trailers we tow behind the harvester. The tea tree's harvested into these in like a fine mulch or chaff situation. We bring them in here, we lock them down tight and seal them, and then we inject steam through the bottom of the trailer.
So that's the steamer?
Yeah, the boiler.
Okay.
Gas-fired boiler, very efficient, very economical. We run at about 600 kPa, which gives us a nice dry hot steam. We inject it through the floor of the trailers, and then it goes underneath the material, out the lid, and down those black tubes into a compartment at the other end of this vessel, which is linked to those tubes there.
Look at that. And what's all these?
That's stainless steel wool, and that stops any sediment or stops the material rushing down.
Did you design this?
Oh, no. I adapted it, but Ernest designed a lot of it. I've changed a bit. But then we go into here. Now, this is 2/3 full of water. Okay. The tube goes right to the bottom of the vessel. By the time the solution gets there, it's cold.
Right.
Because it's coming out of here is just off steam. Right. So it's a liquid with the tea tree oil in the steam in a gaseous form. And then by the time it gets to the bottom of the tube, it's cold. And as it dissipates out, the oil separates and floats to the top. So what we've got here is 100% tea tree oil.
Oh,
so,
no way.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
no
you put your finger in there. Yeah.
Oh,
and you see it. But it's very viscous. One thing you'll notice about it, it's extremely viscous. Yeah. It's like one drop will do your whole arm.
Yeah.
And the smell is pretty awesome, doesn't it?
Oh, that's magic.
That'll clear your sinuses for a week.
There's so much to experience here at the Eco Park. It's a great place to recharge the batteries and leave the rest of the world well and truly behind.
Come on, baby. 2 horsepower.
2 horsepower. But sadly, it's time to go. I wonder, though, if they'll let me keep Jasper the horse. Oh, such a beautiful horse. Or maybe I might just settle for a big bag of mulch.
There you go. Can you carry that?
On the shoulder.
On the shoulder?
On the shoulder.
Right. and
some oil in your
some
pocket.
oil, tea tree oil for you.
And then the brochure. And
my brochure.
And you have a lovely walk, all right?
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, always on our travels, there are some great stories to be heard, and we were lucky enough to be invited to Paul and Robin's weekly seafood barbie held at the Caravan Park, and oh boy, what a night to remember.
Always look on the bright
Brian, there's a bit of a story behind that song you were singing.
Oh my word, there is. Many years ago, my friend who is looking from up there, he and I were, as families, we were in Longreach in, well, a long way up there in the middle of the outback, and I wanted to get the TV aerial just right. So I stood on a milk crate and I tripped. As you can see, I have many scars to prove it.
Oh, crikey, look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, I know, big. So Dave said, and he was a Scotsman, said, we've got to take you to the hospital. So I said, okay. So off we went. He had a brand new Range Rover. I never got on and said, Dave, I don't feel very well. He said, well, don't be sick in my car, it's brand new. So I said, okay. So with that, I said, Dave, I'm going to be sick. He said, don't worry. So he gave me the bag that was on his lighter. And I had a mouthful of minty papers. We got to the hospital and they said, look, you'll be all right. We'll operate, we'll sew it up, but they've got to deliver a baby first. So eventually I got in there and I'm lying down. My wife's holding my hand. The man is sewing it up really nicely. And Dave is behind going, always look on the bright side of life. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. The nurse, my wife, and the doctor was going, but there we are, I'm fixed now.
What a great story. What a great accent. What a character.
The guy should be an actor, fair dinkum. How was your day? Good?
Heaven.
Yeah.
Absolutely heaven. How was yours?
Unbelievable. I've got some incredible stories to tell you.
Amazing people.
I'm looking forward to yours too.
Yeah, amazing people again. Souls of the earth, these people.
We have to leave the Capricorn Coast.
I never
We're
want
on a
to
time
leave.
schedule.
I know.
We've got to go west, okay?
I never want to leave.
Kika Beach, lovely, and the
Beautiful,
people tonight.
stunning.
Absolutely
Capricorn
amazing.
Coast, love it.
Next week, we head to the beef capital, Rockhampton.
We dust off our cowboy hats and dodge bulls at a rodeo.
We also go back in time to the Heritage Village.
From trains to farming, we've plenty of treats in store.
To the Capricorn Coast.
Okay, to the Capricorn Coast. To you, to tomorrow.
To tomorrow.
And to us. Hey.
And to us.
This show was brought to you by Telvor Motorhomes, ARB 4x4 accessories, and proudly supported by Caravan in Queensland.